दिलरुबा ओ बेवफा ओ बेवफा किसी और के
Hi everyone out there, I am Spanangobo, your sports guru. Catch me live every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Only on Nirvana Wild FM. Your beat, your music. Danko.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Spanelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana Wild FM. Your beat, your music. Halala. It is Saturday, the 11th of May, 2024. We are just 18 days away from the general elections, which are scheduled to take place here in South Africa on the 29th of this month. So South Africa, we definitely do have a day to come, the 29th of May. Come out in numbers and vote for your country. Your country needs you. Don't forget about those fallen heroes who fought for this freedom that we enjoy these days. So let's take advantage of it and enjoy it to the fullest by exercising our rights and vote for our country and vote for our future and vote for our generations to come. Tomorrow, being the 12th of May 2024, don't forget that it is the World Nurse Day. Surely all of us, one way or another, we do need nurses in our lives. They do play a big role in our lives. So if you happen to know of any nurse in your circles, a relative, a family, friend, please give those nurses a hug. Get them flowers. They are very important to us. In case you are doubting how important the nurses are into our lives, just not long time ago, just remember the other day, COVID-19? Yes. Remember how much we depended on those nurses for the comfort, for the information regarding COVID-19? So we couldn't do anything without them. So we need those nurses. So let's appreciate them, get them flowers, give them a hug, let them know how important they are.
Indeed, it was so sad. Even some of them, they've rescued majority of others' lives, although some passed away, but those nurses, they played a major role according to how they rescued majority of people who were sick.
Oh yes, you touched a good point that some of the nurses lost their lives during COVID-19 on the line of duty, assisting people with that COVID. They risked their lives. So surely, I'm a nurse, they deserve the sunflowers.
Indeed, they deserve everything that comes their way. So yeah, let's just go there, support them, and wish them the best of luck going forward as well. As you know, currently majority of people are crying about this current flu. They're saying
Oh, yes.
it's
Oh,
almost
yes.
leads to COVID. So hence you see some of the people are starting to wear masks. Let's just take care of ourselves as soon. It's very, very safe. It's very important.
Oh yes, let's please take care of ourselves. Flu is definitely showing us flames. That's when the nurses are gonna come handy once again, because we definitely cannot do them. So if you've got a nurse, give him or her a huge hug. Get them like flowers. Make them know how important they are in our lives. Then moving elsewhere, that is in European Champions League this weekend. The team that will be taking a part in 2024 European Champions League were confirmed this weekend. The record 14 times champion, that is Real Madrid, the mighty white Los Blancos, if you will. They made it to the final after beating the Bundesliga giants, German giants, in the form and shape of Bayern Munich. And the day before that was on Tuesday, we saw Borussia Dortmund doing the same, marching all the way to the 2024 Champions League. That was after they knocked out the French champions, the French outfit that is in the form and shape of PSG. They did have a plan of neutralizing the PSG talisman, that is Kylian Mbappe. They definitely silenced him on the night. Still with that Borussia Dortmund and PSG game, surely one of the things that came out of that game was that in everything that you do, you may, no matter how good you are, no matter how much of a hard worker you are, you definitely need luck on your side. I can say that Borussia Dortmund, one thing that they had on the night was luck. PSG, they did everything. If I'm not mistaken, I think PSG, they hit the goalpost about 3 to 4 times. Kylian Mbappe, everyone, they just could not find the back of the net. So it was all about luck. Like I said, you can do anything and everything, but surely you need luck on your side.
Most definitely, and if it's not your day, it's not your day. We've seen with other teams as well. They can create plenty of chances, but they tried their best. They hit the crossbar. At some point, the goalkeeper as well comes to the party. If it's not your day, it's not your day. So, like it's the case where, as you have just stated.
Oh yes, it was definitely not a PSG's night on Tuesday at home, Nogal. But Borussia Dortmund, they managed to park the bus. How that ball just managed to not go over the line. I just couldn't get it. Like I said, 3-4 times, I was sure it's a goal, but still, like you said, Mutiba, if it's not your night, it is not your night.
Yeah.
Or on the other side, on the flip side of the coin, if you've got luck on your side, you've got luck on your side.
You find that you create only half a chance, you convert it, then the whole of the game it's 1-0 scoreline because of that, of a low block.
Even the goal that Borussia Dortmund that they scored, it came from the set piece, from the corner kick from nowhere.
Standard situation,
the
yes.
standard situation, boom, 1-0, off they went. Now they're on their way to England. That is the Wembley Stadium. That's where the Champions League will take place. Borussia Dortmund will take on the 14 times champion, that is Real Madrid. The last time Borussia Dortmund reached the Champions League was way back in 2013. They only won it once, way back in 1997, when they beat the defending champions. At that time, there was Juventus. So should Borussia Dortmund go on and win it at this time, they'll only be doing it for the second time. While on the other side, Real Madrid, listen to this, should they win it, they will be doing for a record 15 times. Eat your heart out. Talk of Real Madrid, surely they deserve that we play their anthem. Here is Real Madrid's anthem. Madrid. Wow. Talking of Real Madrid, a friend of mine, I'm sure, General, he's all smile. Does he love Real Madrid, or does he love Real Madrid? That guy is so close to be obsessed with Real Madrid. Still with Real Madrid, as it if they reaching for them reaching the Champions League final and facing the possibility of stretching their number of wins to 15, as if that was not good enough last week Sunday. It was also again about Real Madrid. If in case you didn't know, yes, Real Madrid, they are 2024 Spanish champions. They won La Liga in style. Remember that on Sunday they played against the Cadiz. They beat them 3-0. After that, Real Barcelona, who are the defending champions, they were going to take on Girona, of which if Real Madrid, Barcelona rather, were to fail winning that game, that was going to make Real Madrid automatic champions without kicking the ball at that time. Guess what? That's exactly what happened. Girona, new kids on the block, they went on to beat the defending champions of Barcelona by 4-2. That automatically meant that it was the day for Real Madrid, and on Sunday, Real Madrid, they saw themselves becoming the champions once again. So meaning it is official that defending champions Barcelona, they failed to defend their trophy this time around as they went down 4-2 against Girona. Talking of Girona, after beating Barcelona, that was enough to see Girona qualifying, getting that automatic qualification for the next season's Champions League for the first time in their history. Real Madrid. Congratulations to them, and congratulations to Girona, who will compete in Europe for the first time come next season. Real Madrid doesn't stop making the headlines.
Most definitely. So it was so sad to see also Barcelona losing where it matters most. They could have at least made
They choke, actually.
They choke where it matters most. At least they make that title race alive, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. So Girona as well deserves credit. I see it was just raining goals, 6-goal thriller.
Oh, yes, it was a 6 goals thriller, raining goals all around. Surely, I must say that Girona, they did very well for themselves this season. At some stage, they were leading the Spanish league, but unfortunately, experience from the likes of Los Blancos, that is Real Madrid, it got the better of them. But at least they did get that second slot, which is enough to give them that automatic qualification to go and compete out in Europe come next season. So congratulations in lead to Girona. Still with the Girona, in case you're asking yourself, who on earth is the Girona? Don't forget that it is owned by the brother of the Manchester City coach, Pep Guardiola. Yes, his brother is the boss of Girona. The very same Girona are still with the Girona. They are owned by the same company that also owns your Manchester City, your PSG from France. Yeah, that is the City Group. So it is not rocket science to see Girona doing wonders.
Maybe Pep Guardiola as well will be motivated. By the way, we're still going to talk EPL later during the show. So they're currently trying to make sure that they finish as fast as possible. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Manchester City, it looks like they might just away with that English Premier League. But we'll touch base when it is time for English Premier League. For now, let Real Madrid enjoy all the limelight. Madrid. Madrid, Madrid, Los Blancos, the mighty whites, if you will. It is all about them. It is all about the man in white. That is the Spanish Giants 2024 season. Just moving away from our Spanish league. In Spanish, we already have champions in the form and shape of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
In Italy, 2 weeks back, we saw Inter Milan winning the league for the 20th time, which automatically saw them getting the second star. Like we did speak about it, that in Italy, 10 wins, winning the league, it gets you 1 star. 20 wins, it gets you the second star. So
Yeah.
Inter Milan, they're sitting at 2 stars. Juventus, they've done that. They've won the Italian league 36 times. And needless to say that they're sitting with 3 stars. So in Italy, Spanish, we've got the champions. England, we do not have the champions yet. Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's very tight there.
It is very, very tight indeed, like they say. Arsenal, they've got the points in the bag. Manchester City, they've got 1 game in hand. Liverpool, they've got it all to do. It is
Ish.
all tough in England.
They also correct where it matters most, so as they were having that advantage to progress with it, top of that position, but they dropped points. So I think for me, the battle is between Man City and Arsenal. Let's see, because I think they are going to play that game in hand this wonderful weekend, Man City. So, but the SF stated that Pep Guardiola, maybe he will be motivated, as we spoke about Real Madrid and Girona there. In fact, Girona, yes. So let's see. Yeah, it's going to be that, but I still think Man City will clinch this one.
Yeah, by the look of things, because everything, their fate is in their hands. It's not from, like, if you look at Arsenal, they will need other teams to do them favors, derail Manchester City, beat them, or at least get them to draw a game and drop in those, at least those 2 points. Still with Arsenal, don't forget that tomorrow they've got a tough one. They've got a tough one. They are visiting Manchester United at the Theatre of Dreams. The big question at Old Trafford being the Theatre of Dreams, the big question is, will Arsenal's dream come true tomorrow at the Theatre of Dreams when they take on mighty Reds, the Red Devils, that is,
yeah.
Manchester United, and maybe, just maybe, somebody do them a favor this weekend. Derail Manchester City. So we'll be watching that space. We're still going to touch English Premier League. So we'll get to see whom is Manchester City playing this weekend. But we know that Arsenal, they've got a tough one tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. Yes, Manchester United, they're blowing hot and cold, but you cannot write them off, especially at home. They do have what it takes to rise up to the occasion. We saw them derailing Liverpool at some stage. I believe they threw
twice.
all. So you don't write them off. So they know that those are the games that they can get them to be on the good side, and as far as the fans are concerned, and as far as the management is concerned. So it's not going to be easy at all for Arsenal tomorrow when they invade Old Trafford. A very good morning to you wherever you are within the South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. Don't you worry about a thing. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain. You are tuning in to Sports Geek with Sibonelo Ngcobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. TikTok and Facebook, we are there as Nirvana World FM. While on socials, you might as well follow me at Sibonelo Ngcobo across all social media platforms. You can also get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 0733316934. Our studio WhatsApp line number again is 0733316934. Thank you very much to my colleague, that is a DJ Poen, who kept you company. That was between 10 and 11 o'clock. He brought us Teen Kids. Hoping you had a jolly good time as always, as DJ Poen does what he does best, getting everyone on the dance floor, keeping everyone getting vegeling dipode, shaking what your mama gave you. That's what DJ Poen does, and he does it to to the fullest, to the ultimate best. You don't have any complaint. And ungalinga, don't you dare forget to bring along your dancing shoes, because DJ Power will definitely get you boogie with it, and that's when your dancing shoes will come handy.
I like the last song that he played before he closed the show, the Waka Waka show. That brought me the
Shakira.
Yes, the memory back of 2010 World Cup. So yeah, what a song it was. I remember it was in winter, very cold on that day.
It was very cold indeed when the World Cup took place here on in our own backyard
Yeah.
in African soil. For the first time ever that the World Cup was hosted here in South Africa. And the song that DJ Power signed off with Shakira, Waka Waka, this time for Africa, was the theme for that 2010 World Cup, featuring our own local artist, Freshly Ground.
Ground, yes.
What a song that was. At the summit of the show, we'll kickstart the show by looking at local and international football, which will be followed by cricket, rugby, netball, motor racing, and we'll sign off with tennis. So you are surely guaranteed that you will be entertained. So all you have to do is just stick around. Don't you dare move a muscle at all. So we've got all the entertainment for you.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
I remember Mama and the love that she gave. Kneeling by her bedside, I can still hear Mama say, "The people are depending on you, Shirley. Don't you let them down." I remember Mama in a happy way. We went to school with holes in our shoes. We didn't have much, but the Lord saw us through. Mama kept the family together, yes she did. I remember Mama in a happy way. She packed our lunch in an old greasy bag. It might have seemed empty, but it was more than others had. It had a lot of love way down deep inside. Yes, it did. And I remember Mama remember my mama when I was about 12 years old. I was going to church, playing church. How many of you used to play church? Let me see your hand. Yeah, some of you still play. And I remember I'd go down Mount Calvary, that's where I belong. And I'd jump and I'd shout and I'd come back home. But I was still disobedient. I would talk back. And one day, me and Ann here, we decided that we want to play church. Let me tell you what we did. We went out in the back and started playing church. And my brother was a pastor. Me and Ann here, we were the members in the church. And let me tell you something. It's hard to come in contact with Jesus and still be the same. I don't care who you are. I don't care. You can be the chiefest of sinners. You will never be the same. And I've forgotten I've been going down to the church, playing church. Came home still disobedient. Didn't want to wash the dishes. Didn't want to bring the clothes in off the line. Didn't want to do anything. Mama said, I'm sick of you going down to that church playing with God. And then we went outdoors. We started playing church. Sat down on the bottom step. My brother was a preacher. And we were the members in the church. And he put some old glasses and put them right here on his nose. And he said, I want you to jump up and shout Jesus 3 times. And I jumped up and I shouted Jesus 2 times. But when I jumped up the 3rd time, something got a hold of me. I couldn't sit back down. Ann ran in the house. She said, Mama, so Charlene is out there playing with the Lord. Mama came to the door. But she looked out there and saw me, shouting and dancing all over the backyard, tears running down my face. It's just a life. Mama looked out there and she said, she ain't playing this time. Hallelujah! And I remember Mama. Oh, Lord. I remember Mama. I remember Mama. Oh, yeah. I remember Mama. She may be dead and gone, but I remember. I remember my Mama. Oh, yeah. In a happy way.
Shirley Caesar, I remember Mama. Tomorrow, it is the Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
I'll also say Happy Mother's Day to all out there in advance. So it's going to be the whole of national media will see. It will be painted all mothers out there. Yeah, let's just rejoice our parents, our mothers, whom we here because of them, how they raised us. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait as well.
Oh, yes, indeed. Let's go out and appreciate our mothers. Even you do not have them with you anymore around wherever they are, so they can definitely hear your appreciations, your praises. So one way or another, you definitely have to give tomorrow's dedication to your mother, one way or another. Time now, it is 11:30. Without any further ado, let's dive straight to football, starting with Nedbank Cup. I believe the finalists are already confirmed as far as the Nedbank Cup is concerned. But first, talk to us about the semi-finals results.
As the college Kiona Yaruna, that's the theme of the Nedbank Cup there. We saw Orlando Pirates, they visited Chipa United at the Nelson Mandela Bay. What a game it was, the way they won by 3-1. We saw Kabelo Dlamini on the day, scored a brace there. What a goal it was, especially the opening goal of Orlando Pirates. The set piece there, the goalkeeper stayed rooted, the Nina Bali. So, and then also as they were leading 2-0 there was a former Pirates player, the Binvoni Ivanga, so who played a cutback towards Elmon Gambindu there to tap in and try to bring Chipa United back into the game. But unfortunately, they lost concentration where there was a standard situation of a corner whipped in inside the box, and Tepelkoki was there to tap in the ball as they thought it was offside. But if you look into in terms of that game, but in particular, you realize that it was very personal. The coaches were just having on the sideline there, Kwanele Kopo, alongside Jose Rivero, as the very same Mandla Ncikazi was trying to calm every situation down, because even some abusive language was being used, but although they never disclosed what type of language was that. So, but all in all, Benveni Ivanga as well, he was having some exchange of words with the former coach there at Orlando Pirates. I remember very well that he wasn't given game time to play at Orlando Pirates. So that's how you got his matching orders there. He was red carded, yes. So then that's how the Pirates won the game 3-1. It was packed to capacity. At some point, yes, the game was delayed to 10 minutes. So all in all, it's well done to the cup specialist Orlando Pirates.
Cup specialist, once again, I believe the reason you say that, because remember that last season, Orlando Pirates, they did well as far as NTA.
The go-to lady for on the goal side position, Sahi also. Oh, talk about a good start.
Cups are concerned, but they seem to be not doing well in as far as the league is concerned, knowing that we all know that what is Sundowns doing there. So talking of Orlando Pirates, I believe they will take on and then it was the Mamelodi Sundowns against Stellenbosch as well.
Another interesting game that we saw that last week there, where we were thinking that Stellenbosch do have an upper hand because they were playing at Danny Craven Stadium.
Yes.
So unfortunately, defensively they were a bit shaky. So I think I'll lambast to Coach Steve Barker for only making one change there in goals, where he brought in Oscarine Masuluke ahead of Sage Stevens. Sage Stevens was doing well, was on form, who came up with 2 clean sheets in that 5-0 thrashing at the expense of Polokwane City, and the 3-0 victory there against Golden Arrows. But it wasn't to be on the day, as Kuliso Mudau scored a wonderful goal from the tightest of angles to beat Oscarine Masuluke. And then as the game progressed, yes, they got chances, they couldn't convert them. And then also we saw the second goal that came in from Temiko Siloj, super sub there with a header. So I thought the goalkeeper Oscarine Masuluke could have done better there, at least try to parry the ball away. But instead he accompanied the ball with his hand in the back of the net. So as the game progressed, they also got a goal there, Janino Palace, another super sub for Stellenbosch, to try and make the game interesting finish, but it wasn't to be. So, but on the day as well, the referee, I think, made a blunder, and his linesman there, they disallowed Ikram Rena's goal, which looked legitimate for me when I saw the slow motion. So, but all in all, what a game it was. Mamelodi Sundowns are through to the final. In fact, for them, it will be a sweet revenge, considering the fact that last season, the very same Stellenbosch knocked Mamelodi Sundowns out of the quarterfinals of the semi-net cup. But this time, they get to be knocked out of the semi-finals, which took me back to last season where they played Skokun United. But unfortunately, in that very same semi-final, so United knocked them out after extra time 0-0 on penalties. So yeah, it's well done to Mamelodi Sundowns. I think they'll want to redeem themselves, considering what transpired during CAF Champions League, where they were put out by the very same experience. So they'll look to do well against Orlando Pirates.
Still with that Mamelodi Sundowns and the Stellenbosch game, I'm happy that you did mention that to you are not convinced or happy with the coach Steve Barker's decision to play the goalkeeper Masuluke. Surely he looked very shaky most of the game. So it was a question of match fitness. He had an element of rustiness.
I think not really match fitness, because at some point it's been played. Yeah, I can also consider that, but at some point it's been playing 2 or 3 matches back there. So, but then Sage Stevens has been opted first as a first choice because he's done well for me, and he's just the most improved goalkeeper, unlike the Sage Stevens that I saw last season and also previously at his previous club, Cape Town City. But on the day, he did well, he made saves, but I was just, in fact, I'm referring to the 2 league matches that he played there. So, but when he came in, maybe it was an element of excitement there, where he thought, because they've played 25 matches unbeaten, so he thought the journey was going to continue of just unbeaten run, but it wasn't to be. You're playing against a team who hasn't tasted a loss in the league so far by far. So it was just a matter of sweet revenge for them. So, but that's the only blunder that Steve Barker made by dropping Sage Stevens. He could have continued. As we know, the principle says if it's not broken, why fix it?
Why mend it? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Still with that game, there's there are a lot of talking points in that Stellenbosch Mamelodi Sundowns game. The man in the middle, the referee. You did mention that Ikram Reina's goal was disallowed. Still with the referee, I believe there was a possibility of the red card, Divine Lunge. And then the referee lost concentration instead of giving Lunge the second yellow card. Was it the same game or where Lunge was supposed to get the red card and then the coach, Rulani Mqwena, cleverly substituted Divine Lunga instead of, because Divine Lunga was supposed to get a second yellow card, and then Rulani Mqwena cleverly substituted Divine Lunga while Jelly Chivan was concentrating on the linesman who pulled his hamstring. So surely, again, I believe the man in the middle lost concentration on the day.
Most definitely, if you can check, Jelly Chavan has always been erratic in every match that he's in charge of. So in that game, it was just simple. Make way of the decision. Caution Van Lunga for his second yellow card because he already had a yellow card.
Yes, he
before
already
you can
had a yellow
attend to
card.
the linesman. But then you just turn a blind eye on the incident where he tackled the different taters. So to go and check the linesman, that is Jackson Swela, yes, his name
Yes,
there.
yeah.
So then that's how it took almost 13 minutes, by the way, because before the stroke of halftime can pitch up, then at 13 minutes we're at it. That's where I thought you could have started to caution the player and then after attend the linesman. But it wasn't to be. That's poor refereeing there. So, and Stellenbosch were robbed again with the goal and the very same red card.
Possible
Maybe
red
you could have
card.
changed the completion of the match.
Oh, surely. I mean, even if he attended to his colleague, the linesman who was injured, but before, because the substitution, if it's when it's done, they do notify the match official. So the moment he saw that they were taking out the person that was owing him a yellow card, he should have just cautioned the guy, said, hey, brah, before you go off the field, here's your present, take a yellow card here and also the red card as a bonus. And then, which was going to force Mamelodi Sundowns to change their tactics because it was too straightforward that Mamelodi Sundowns, they were protecting Divine Lunga with that possible yellow card, which was going to lead to the red card. So the man in the middle, the referee, surely, he, for me, I don't think he had a great game at all.
Didn't have a good game for me. So he could have, as you know, Tapolo Morana was introduced after that injury. So guess what? Instead of giving away the free kick, he went a play drop ball to Mamelodi Sundowns. Poor referee could have went back and then played the free kick for Stellenbosch because we were supposed
Exactly.
to be awarded a free kick, but instead he went to the goalkeeper and played a drop ball, which for me I was just questioning that poor refereeing on the day.
Poor refereeing on the day, indeed. And then the finalists they were confirmed. The dream final, actually, especially for the neutrals, the team of the moment, the Mamelodi Sundowns versus, like you rightfully said, knockout specialist Orlando Pirates. What can we expect in that final?
Most definitely, if you can check, both it's a crash game for me because the
crash
two
game
teams
indeed.
has met during the MTN 8 final. As you know, Mamelodi Sundowns, we spoke about the PSG not being clinical in their match. So
Yes.
it was the same case with Mamelodi Sundowns when they met in that MTN 8 final, where they weren't clinical with the chances, and also goalkeeper Sipo China coming to the party, and also during the penalties, saving 3 penalties. So Mamelodi Sundowns will be saying, we lost CAF Champions League. Orlando Pirates knocked us last season in that semi-final 3-0 aggregate, you remember so well, where Munapuli Saleng was just at the talk of the town. So by this time around, so they're going to play in another final. They knocked out of the final on penalties. So I think on the other side, they'll be taking of the fact that we lost during CAF Champions League. We can't allow to lose another trophy. So it's rather we have triple, as they won the league, the African Football League as well. So Nedbank Cup is the 3rd trophy on offer. So I think for me, they do stand a chance, but it's not going to be easy because you are seeing Orlando Pirates, they are in red hot form.
Oh, yes.
But they've been lacking consistency throughout the season. That they are now starting to win back-to-back matches, 4 victories on the trot, which I would have loved to see them doing that at the start of the season. Maybe we would be talking a different story of the fact that Orlando Pirates are challenging Mamelodi Sundowns for the league title, but it wasn't to be. It's going to be a humdinger of a game. As we spoke about previously, that Orlando Pirates were once defeated at Mbombela Stadium
Yes.
by Platinum Stars 2-1 in the Telkom knockout, as I remember so well, in 2014. Mamelodi Sundowns were knocked out of the Caleb Clay Bowl by TS Galaxy at the same venue, that is Mbombela Stadium, where we saw that incident of Bongani Mzungu there breaking Bernard Parker's leg, and
Yes.
currently is still personal with regard to the 2 coaches there, Siad Ramovic and Rolando Mokoena. He even gave Rolando Mokoena a nickname where he is Mr. Sunshine. So it was so funny when I heard the story. But going to play in that final, Orlando Pirates will be saying, we lost to Galaxy season before last, but we won against Galaxy 2-1 last season. So this current season, let's see, because of what transpired, is it in 2016 where they lost 6-1 to SuperSport United?
Yes, I remember.
Where we saw the coach Mushine Tugral resigning on live
Live
on
on
TV.
TV, yeah.
So we don't want that situation to repeat itself. So it's going to be an interesting game. So I can't wait as well because Orlando Pirates, they want to redeem themselves as well. They want to repeat last season's record where they won MTN 8 and the Nedbank Cup. Although this season, if you can remember very well, they lost to Richards Bay in the quarterfinals, by the way, of the Carling Black Label. So they'll want to redeem themselves as well. It's not going to be easy. For me, I think Mamelodi Sundowns do have an upper hand.
I will be watching that space with keen interest indeed. But our sports analyst, Motiba Peter, has just called you that he expects the team of the moment, the DSTV Premiership champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, to walk away victors. He has just said he believes Mamelodi Sundowns, they do have an upper hand. So, but definitely, Orlando Pirates, the Cup specialist, cannot be taken for granted at all, considering their strikers, especially Mabasa. He's in a sizzling form, and of which I will expect Mabasa to be in Bafana Bafana's team when Hugo Bruce make the announcement of Bafana Bafana that will be participating in the World Cup qualifications next month against Nigeria and Zimbabwe. So surely it's going to be a tough one indeed in as far as Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates are concerned in that Nedbank Cup final, which will take place on the 1st of June in Mpumalanga and Nelspruit Mbombela to be exact. Now moving away from a Nedbank Cup, coming straight to domestic football, that is the Liga football. DSTV Premiership, it returned midweek. Kaizer Chiefs.
They just don't know what is a victory. They just don't know what is a victory for me when I watch them. So in that game, they played TS Galaxy midweek on Tuesday. So they were in a must-win situation, considering the top 8, as you know, Golden Arrows, Chippa United, and also Polokwane City, they're breathing behind the neck because there's no gap between the four sides there. Some are seated on 33 points, some are on 32 points. So, but on the day, they took the lead through Rakachi Vaviro, whom on the day he grabbed the brace. So, but Edwin Soldove, they considered a penalty. Spio Matlangu equalized, and later on, as they were leading 2-1 again, from the Rangachi Vaviro set piece, well taken one there. So he equalized from the header there, Spio Matlangu. I think question marks about the goalkeeping, the decision of coming out and not going out and hesitating. Bruce Vuma could have done better with that ball. So that's how, as you know, Siat Ramovic has never lost a league match against Kaizer Chiefs. I don't know what does it do for Kaizer Chiefs for them. What do they need to do for them to defeat Siat Ramovic? So yes, there was a red card as well at Mason Dove once again from a rough tackle there on one of their players, the Editejani. So I think for me disappointing, because even when they played Mamelodi Sundowns, one of the central defenders there, given Msimango, was red carded. So on the day, they could have done better. They could have made sure that when they led 2-0, they maintained the game. They made sure that they attacked TS Galaxy so they can get an insurance goal. But on the day it wasn't to be. But also the linesmen on the day in the review were extremely poor, especially towards the end of the game, where there was a deflection. Pulimodi received a pass, then the pass, while he was in an offside position, the pass deflected from a TX Galaxy player. For me, it should have been an onside, but it wasn't to be. So Brandon Peterson as well, as he was seated on the side, the Kaizer Chiefs second choice goalkeeper, he was also red carded. I don't know if he used an abusive language or what. So,
yeah,
but
sure,
the review on the day, it was just questionable, poor refereeing on the day.
Oh yes, Kaizer Chiefs again. They failed to manage the game. I mean, those are the basics of football. Once you've got a 1 or 2-0 lead, you have to get your game management tactics in place. But on the night, Kaizer Chiefs, they didn't get it right. So by the look of things, their top 8 slot is definitely in danger. How do you fancy Kaizer Chiefs' chances of the top 8 bracket?
It's so tight. If you can check, you look at teams like Golden Arrows on 33 points, Chippa United on 32 points, Amazulu as well, I count them as well, on 32 points, Polokwane City on 34 points. They're level with Kaizer Chiefs on points. And Kaizer Chiefs tomorrow, we're still going to talk more of the fixtures. Yes, they are hosting Amazulu at Moses Mabhira. So the chances are just slim. So they must just win all the 3 matches. And speaking of Polokwane City, they're also going to play Kaizer Chiefs, which makes it interesting.
Winner takes all.
Winner takes it all. Whoever wins will definitely finish amongst number 8. But it's not going to be easy, judging from how they're dropping points. For me, Kaizer Chiefs, they don't deserve to be in the top 8. Judging from how they've been losing matches, how they've been exposed, the players' confidence is very down. They can't press the opposition, especially with that game against Mamelodi Sundowns. That's where they were barely exposed. So for me, Kevin Johnson, he just needs to look himself into the mirror and say that I failed Kaizer Chiefs with the some of they call it those fluke 1-0 victories that they got at the start of his matches there. So appointment, by the way, where he won 3 matches on the trot by a single goal each. So, but you can see that it's not happening.
Fluke.
So those are fluke victories. So I think, yeah, for me, as they even the fans, you can see they've given up. So usually we know them by throwing missiles inside the pitch, but this time around they've accepted the situation. They're just waiting, let the season finish. Hopefully, at least because we lost all the trophies, give us the top 8 at least, but it's not happening by the looks of things. As I spoke about Amazulu and Polokwane City, it's a must-win matches for them, and it's not going to be easy. You know, Polokwane City are very stubborn with less resources under the leadership of Coach Putumu Hafe. They'll want to make sure that they add more stress into the Kaizer Chiefs players and the fans.
And they still with during the week games. There was another talking point concerning the very same Mamelodi Sundowns and the referees yet again in that Arrows game. Where do I start? I believe Mamelodi Sundowns, they did get one red card, Libusa. And then there was a possibility of a second red card,
Most
but
definitely.
it wasn't to be. So again, it looked like Mamelodi Sundowns, the referees, they happen to have a soft spot for Mamelodi Sundowns. Talk to us in as far what's happening as far as match officials and Mamelodi Sundowns are concerned.
You know, fans have always have this way of defending their teams. So when you speak about, as you know, it was Ronan Williams tackling Knox Mutiz there, while Kulisomo Dau was just nearer to the action there. So they're saying no, there was a cover. For me, it looks like a straight red card, but it depends on the day who's in charge of the match. But the referee issued a yellow card and a free kick there. So, but it looked like a red card because had he passed for Ronan Williams, there was only a post that would have left. Maybe, who knows, maybe it's just accurate. He could have squeezed that ball in the back of the net, but it wasn't to be. So, but on the day, I think Steve Kompela, for me, he frustrated Mamelodi Sundowns. Playing on a low block, using counter break, which at some point he almost exposed them. Whereas Knox Mutizo also had some half chances, and this is also Bia as well. So you look at Mamelodi Sundowns, the likes of Putesha Lulile, Lucas Ribeiro Costa were denied by the very same goalkeeper there, Ismail Watenga, Masolo Allende as well. So there was so many chances from the Sundowns side where the keeper made 9 saves. I counted them brilliantly well, and this is a player whom he was on the list, in the books of Mamelodi Sundowns. So he proved them wrong that why did you let me go? Why you never give me a game time to play? So this time around, I'll deny you the victory. Whereas we thought Mamelodi Sundowns were going to have an upper hand, which took me back to last season where the two teams played to a 1-1 draw at the Princess Makoko where the game was taken there. But under the leadership of another coach there, before it was Vulisemuzi Vilakazi and alongside Mabuti Kanyeza. This time is Steve Kompela. I think, as he stated, that he knows the culture of Mamelodi Sundowns. He knows how Mamelodi Sundowns tactically are good, and with their trap of high press, they can expose you. So, and Rulano Mokwena wasn't happy with that Steve Kompela was excited with the draw. So that's how he started lambasting that within the media. So, but all in all, it's a well-deserved point for Steve Barker, considering that he was coming from a humiliation loss against Stellenbosch 3-0. So this time around, he had to grab a point at the expense of the current champions.
Still with that game, I'm happy that you did touch a base and said Golden Arrows, Steve Kompela, they played low block. But my concern is, don't you think if I were to steal from your words, you always say anti-football. Don't you think it's anti-football to play low block while you have a numerical advantage, considering that Mamelodi Sundowns, they already had a red card? Don't you think Arrows should have played more positive football, use the numerical advantage and try and go for the for 3 points?
That's an interesting one, because I also questioned that, because even Mamelodi Sundowns, when they went down to tournament, they still dominated the match.
My point,
they still
exactly.
created chances. I was questioning that, why are you afraid of attacking Mamelodi Sundowns? You are playing at home. So which at some
Numerical
point...
advantage.
Numerical advantage. And I also lambasted Kaizer Chiefs before that. How do you play 7 defensive players against Mamelodi Sundowns while you are playing at a big FNB stadium? You must just go out and attack. So failure to do that, Mamelodi Sundowns will punish you. But on the day, it was so surprising. That's how I realized Mamelodi Sundowns are still going to be a difficult team even next season. They're still going to dominate this DSTV Premiership, judging from how they attack oppositions, how they press them hard, despite one man down. It was so interesting when I watched Mamelodi Sundowns.
Then moving away to fixtures this weekend, what can we expect as far as the DSTV Premiership is concerned?
Before I carry on with the fixtures, let me give other the results of the matches. We saw Cape Town Spurs, they managed to win 1-0 against Royal EM. That's Kamagi who scored the goal there. And then also SuperSport SuperSport United play 1-1 draw. I think in that game, Bradley Grobler also scored a goal there just to push pressure on the Tshegofatso Mabaso and Ikram Reyners and Kanye Samayo as far as the goal scoring, top goal scorer is concerned there. So on Wednesday, Golden Arrows, as we spoke about them, they played goalless draw against Mamelodi Sundowns. So is Polokwane City against Richards Bay. As Richards Bay were looking to avoid relegation, the chop there, and then Polokwane City to put more pressure on Kaizer Chiefs, as after Cape Town City won their match there against Solos 2-0. So their first victory of the 2024, by the way. Very interesting there. So the team that hasn't been winning.
That's unlike Cape Town City.
It's unlike them. We know that every time when the season reaches towards its end, they always grab points as many as possible. But this time around, they've been struggling. So Orlando Pirates also played Chupa United. That was a part 2 match, considering
yes.
what transpired in the Nedbank Cup. So Tshegofatso Mabasa, we spoke about him there, scoring a brace. As you rightfully said, that it's going to be a headache for Coach Coco Bruce when he's going to select squad, because there's also Ikram Reyners who's doing well, who's proved himself, who's got hat-tricks, who's got braces. What a player for me.
Not hat-trick, 5 goals at some stage.
5 goals at some point.
5 goals in one game.
Yeah, in one game, by the way, yes, against Polokwane City. So how do you leave a player of such magnitude? So you need to call him to the squad there. So yeah, it was so good. And then yesterday we saw a game there. Cape Town Spurs again were in action against SuperSport United at the Peter Mokaba Stadium.
10-man Cape Town Spurs.
10-man Cape Town Spurs. I think they tried their best, but it wasn't to be, because they were in a must-win situation. But SuperSport as well, they are in a must-win situation where they want to cement their top 8 finish. As you know, they've been struggling as well. I think this is a second victory of 2024 as well. I think teams have been struggling lately, this current 2024. So, but they missed chances there. You look at player of Bradley Grobler, I think maybe could have been at least grabbed a hat-trick in that game.
Yes.
But it wasn't to be. Goalkeeper Neil Boshoff as well made saves for Cape Town's best. And this game, I was anticipating a draw, considering the fact that if you look at Ernst Middendorp and Gavin Hunt tactically, they play on transition. They rely from corner kicks and crosses. And this is what I saw. Majority of their attacks were from crosses and corner kicks. And that's where the goalkeeper came to the party, especially Neil Boshoff on the Cape Town's best side. But they're still under pressure because as we're still going to talk about this weekend's fixtures, Richards Bay, if they are to get a victory, definitely they're automatically out Cape Town Spurs there. So it doesn't sit well with Coach Ernst Middendorp. And speaking of the fixtures, there are matches that are taking place today. Polokwane City will host School United. That's a Limpopo derby, this one, at 3 o'clock. So I'm not sure if it's all Peter Mokaba or New Peter Mokaba, because majority of the matches, they're playing them at all Peter Mokaba or Polokwane City. Only when they play Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs at the new Peter Mokaba, because School United are utilizing the same venue, new Peter Mokaba Stadium. Then Moroka Solos will host Stellenbosch. I think Stellenbosch will be saying, if we can just get a victory, maybe Orlando Pirates can choke at night, because they're playing Richards Bay at Orlando Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff. So Stellenbosch will be saying, Moroka Solos beat us 2-0 at our very own venue, Danny Craven, in the first round. So this is a time to avenge. As you know, they've been struggling. They lost midweek. They are also under pressure. They're not seated comfortably well at the basement of the log. I think 3rd or 4th from bottom there. So Mosanya Tama needs to get results as soon as possible. So with Orlando Pirates, Richards Bay, they are also in a must-win situation. Vusimusi Vilakazi as well. So I think you'll rely from players like they call him. I forgot his name, the striker, the tall one there. Ntundwana, yes. Yeah, so Milan Ntundwana to lead them up front with the likes of Yangela Mpotuma. You look at the exciting players there, but with Perez, I'm interested in Patrick Maswanganyi, Lebohile Mofokeng, Miguel team, because Talented Mbata will be suspended for tonight's encounter. So they're doing well. I think they'll want to continue with that. And this is a team that knocked them out of the Carling Cup. They will be seeking revenge as well, because they held also Orlando Pirates goalless in the first round at Moses Mabhida. So, in fact, King Zwelithini Stadium, because this one, Richards Bay always utilizes Queen Zwelithini Stadium, unlike Amazulu, who goes to Moses Mabhida. Yes. So, yeah, it's going to be a lovely matches at 8 o'clock. And then Mamelodi Sundowns as well. They will be taking on Tutlitwatl Royal AM at Loftus Stadium. They're struggling. They're not winning matches. Remember, they were thrashed 4-0 by Orlando Pirates. They lost 1-0 to SuperSport. They just lost midweek against Cape Town Spurs. So they need victories as soon as possible. John Maduka is under immense pressure. Failure to get the result here, I think it's going to be tough for him, because Solos will also want to avoid that. Richards Boy will be looking forward to close the gap running away from Cape Town Spurs, because any victory from Richards Bay, Cape Town Spurs are automatically out. They will be playing for pride in their next 2 matches that are left. So let's see how it will transpire. And speaking of Mamelodi Sundowns and Royal EM, they're still going to play second round midweek. Oops. So it's a catch-up game because they haven't played so far in the leagues this season. So as you know, Mamelodi Sundowns
I smell trouble.
At some point they were traveling caref.
Yeah.
Some of the games were postponed. So this is a game, I think, where they'll say we won 6 points from Royal EM. Royal EM will be saying, yo, we have never beaten Mamelodi Sundowns. So in all our matches that we met Mamelodi Sundowns, we lost all of them. Even when they were red hot at that venue. At Chatsworth Stadium, while they were still using that venue before they moved to Rikwala. They were doing well, but they're struggling to beat Mamelodi Sundowns. So for me, Mamelodi Sundowns, I think they'll win. They'll do well, considering how I saw them against Golden Arrows midweek, where they were denied by the goalkeeper, but they created chances after chances. And I think they also want to maintain that unbeaten run that they've been having so far this season. So it's going to be a lovely match as well to look forward to. Kickoff of that match is at 5:30, whereas Moroka Swallows up against Stellenbosch at 3 o'clock, and also Polokwane City up against Kukuni United. And then tomorrow, there's Cape Town City up against TS Galaxy at 3 o'clock, and then there's Golden Arrows up against Chippa United. I think that these 2 teams will be looking for a top 8 finish there, as I spoke about Polokwane City and Kukuni United. And Amazulu as well will be looking for points against Kaizer Chiefs as well, because if they are to get a victory, they can stand as far as number 8 and number 9. So it's just happening at the basement of the top 8, as well as the number 10, 9, 10, 11, where teams really want to finish within the top 8 because they can't catch up with Cape Town City, as they're currently on 38 points, and Kaizer Chiefs currently on 34 points. So it looks interesting so far. So with the top goal scorers, we spoke about Tshogofatso Mabaso. Yes, he's seated on 15 goals, followed by Ikram Reyners on 14 goals, and then there's Lucas Ribeiro Costa of Mamelodi Sundowns on 12 goals, Bradley Grobler on 10 goals alongside Kanyisa Mayo. So yeah, it's really happening. It's a lovely weekend to look forward to.
A lovely weekend to look forward to. Things are really shaping up. Things are really it's a bumper weekend indeed. Top and bottom for the race for the second slot, which comes with the incentive of participating in a CAF Champions League. At the bottom, it's also tough. Your Cape Town Spurs are having a tough. Your Richards Bay, as you rightfully mentioned, that tonight they take on the sizzling hot Orlando Pirates. It is going to be a tough one indeed. Now, changing gears away from my DSTV Premiership straight to the second division South African Tire League. That is Motsepe Foundation Championship. In English, they always say what do they say? They say another man's poison is another man's meat. And sometimes they say another man's trash is another man's treasure. Why do I say that? That reminds me of Clinton Larson, who was called in all sorts of names when he was coach of Chippa United by the Chippa United director, Chippa Ampengis, calling him Isdididi. If I were to translate that, it's Dididi, I think it's close to something like useless coach, someone who was not intelligent enough. That's what it's
in my language, we call it in Sepedi, we call it Mohakanir.
Yeah.
Somebody who's confused.
Yeah, that's what Clinton Larson was called by Chippa United, and then they fired him, and then he got himself a job at Magesi FC. That was last season in January, and the Magesi at that time they were facing the possibility of a relegation, of which Clinton Larson just did enough to assist to save Magesi from being relegated. That was last season. Fast forward to May 2024, which is a year and 4 months, Magesi, boom, they get an automatic qualification to the Elite League. What a fairy tale story. What a fairy tale story.
And to add from that, before he joined Magesi FC, he's coming from a team called Salmafield Dynamos from, as you know, he's from Durban there, from KZN as well. So that team as well, he managed to push them into the ABC Motsepe. What a fairy tale story from Clinton Larson. He was called STDT, and the reason beyond that was the fact that he took Polokwane City to relegation. That's how he stated the story. Yeah, I don't want him to take my team from relegation. Funny part, this is a coach that saved him from relegation, but he was ungrateful of that.
Calling him names.
He's calling him names, despite the fact that he saved him from relegation. Then they also called Lithono Siema. He saved them from relegation. After that, fired. He chased away the coach. That's how you see him joining Polokwane City and later on Kukuni United. So, but with Clinton Larson, it's a credit. He deserves a big credit because he's done well for me, and we never saw it coming because teams like Obot College at some point were top of the log. And I think with the experience of players, like remember Edmo Chirambadare, who once played for Kaizer Chiefs, he's part of that team and he's been scoring goals in that team with the likes of Spelele Mthembu. So very interesting when I watch this team of Makesi FC. You look at players who never got game time, Johan Wonderboy Makubu, whom I remember I spoke with him that why are you not playing, especially when you joined Skukuni United coming from University of Pretoria. He was not given a fair chance by coach Brendan Truter. He was always a bench warmer when he left the club there. So this currently is playing Makesi FC and they are happy. And as you know, they've been playing at most of the matches at the old Peter Mokaba. So they are happy to get the automatic promotion. I just hope, as they also disclose the fact that Mr. Makubela, the owner there, they are still going to work with Clinton Lassen as a head coach going into next season. I just pray that he must get things right. He mustn't behave like Sean Bartlett. Remember what transpired when Sean Bartlett to keep Spurs into automatic promotion? Then he struggled. And the reason beyond that, some were saying they didn't sign players. There were so many utterances that were issued out. But then with Clinton Lassen so far, we know it's a good attacking coach there. Where I remember when I watched him at Celtic were just doing well. So for them to dismiss him, I couldn't understand Max Chabalala there. That's why the team now is nowhere to be seen, as they ended up selling their status there. He also coached Golden Arrows. He did well, not that bad, although they struggled a bit. Polokwane City as well, as they went to relegation. But you can see that he's a coach who plays attacking football, a well-structured coach, always wanting to maintain discipline. I can bring history, glory days of him at Manning Rangers, yes.
Manning Rangers, yes.
Also
with Gordon Ickerson.
Gordon Ickerson, he also part of that team, former Orlando Pirates. I think he was a former Pirates
player.
Yes, he's a coach who's got a good history when you look at him. Good attacking football, but at some point very unlucky. So when he got relegated at Polokwane City, I was so disappointed how he was so unlucky, but he tried his best. It wasn't to be, because even the very same Chippa United, I remember he took them to the semi-finals of the Nedbank Cup where they lost to Kaizer Chiefs 4-2. The season where Kamabiliat scored a cracker of goal. I think you might remember that goal outside after they combined with George Maluleke, but unfortunately Kaizer Chiefs lost the final to TS Galaxy. But Clinton Lassen, I think good luck to him. Let's see if he will do well, as I think they are left with a game or two to wrap up the season.
Oh, congratulations indeed to Clinton Lyson and his boys, that is Makesi FC, all the way from Limpopo. Come next season, they will be campaigning in the Elite League. DSTV Premiership will get to see Makesi taking on your likes of your Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, your Kaizer Chiefs. That's what is in store for them come next season. Congratulations indeed. I'm sure the chest pains, they go straight to Chippa United director. There is Chippa Mpengesi. If he sees Clinton Lassen successing so much and achieving so much with the lower team, that is Makesi FC. Now changing gears, moving away from, still with the Motsepe Foundation Championship, with the Makesi having ended that automatic qualification, the big discussion is, how does the other two look like? Who are the teams that are standing a chance of participating in the promotional playoffs?
Let me just give the results quickly and go to that particular question. Black Leopards played 2-2 draw against University of Pretoria. JDR Stars won 1-0 against Orbit College. They've just dropped Orbit College there. Baroka FC winning 2-0 against Marumo Gardens. Uppington City winning 4-1 against La Masia. Remember, they got rid of Ten Plate there. Following string of poor results, the Castric Stars won 4-2 against Platinum City Rovers. And then Pretoria Callis were thrashed 3-0 by Venda Football Academy. And then lastly, Maritzburg United winning 2-0 against Hank Lions. As far as the log standings, the top 8 especially. So I'll look at number 2, the Spolo University of Pretoria on 47 points, trailing the very same Makesi FC by 8 points. As you know, they officially announced as champions. So it's the University of Pretoria, followed by Baroka FC at number 3 on 45 points. There's JDR Stars on 45 points as well at number 4. And then Maritzburg United at number 5 on 42 points. So I think the top 5 looks interesting.
Where's Castric Stars in all of this?
Castric Stars is at number 6 on 41 points. So I think they
were doing well at some stage.
Remember, at some point they played playoffs last season. In fact, you can remember so well where they were beaten during those particular group matches of the playoffs. So currently they are seated on 41. I think they dropped points.
So number 2 and 3 at the moment, it's who?
is University of Pretoria and then Baroka FC.
FC.
So mathematically, Maritzburg United do stand a chance, but I think JDR Stars, because of their 11 on points with Baroka on 45 points, they're separated by a goal difference. They do stand a chance. For now, University of Pretoria, Baroka FC, JDR Stars, as well as Maritzburg United, those four, I think we will have two teams participating for the playoffs. They do stand a chance mathematically.
Our time is definitely not on our side right now. Time now, it is 5 minutes after 12 o'clock. But before we go for the commercial breather, let's wrap up with the English Premier League. Like we did mention at the opening of the show that Arsenal, they definitely do have the points on the back, while Manchester City, they've got a game in hand. Liverpool have it all to do. What's happening in that part of the world, that is English Premier League?
I do have fixtures of the matches that are taking place this weekend. Today we see Fulham will host Man City at 1:30. Bournemouth up against Brentford at 4 o'clock. Everton up against Sheffield United at 4 o'clock. Newcastle up against Brighton at 4 o'clock. Tottenham Hotspurs up against Burnley at 4 o'clock. West Ham versus Luton Town there at 4 o'clock as well. The Wolves up against Crystal Palace at 4 o'clock. And then lastly, there's Nottingham Forest up against Chelsea at 6:30. And then tomorrow, Man United, as we spoke about at the start of the show there, they will host Arsenal at 5:30. On Monday, there's Aston Villa up against Liverpool. On Tuesday, we've got Tottenham Hotspur against Man City. So it's a hunting of a game. On Wednesday, Brighton will host Chelsea.
Yes, what is it? Whom is Manchester City playing and when?
Tottenham Hotspur on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, I think that's the catch-up match there. So Man United will play Newcastle on Wednesday as well. 9 o'clock kickoff. Very interesting matches to look forward to. As far as the log standing, we see Arsenal still top of the log on 83 points, followed by Man City there on 82 points, but they do have a game in hand there, as we spoke there. Then Liverpool at number 3 on 78 points. So I think they dropped points previously there. So I think if I can just go back to some of the results there, we saw on Monday Man United lost 4-0 against Crystal Palace. What a thrashing, what a humiliation there. So I think also they've dropped heavily there from number 5 to number 8 on the log. So it's not looking good for Erik ten Hag there. They just need to make sure that they prepare for next season by the looks of things. So we also have an Arsenal winning 3-0 against Bournemouth, Brentford playing goalless draw against Fulham. There's Burnley who lost 4-1 against Newcastle. Then Sheffield United lost 3-1 against Nottingham Forest, and then Man City thrashed Wolves by 5-1. So HSM Parma the scoreline. Then on Sunday we saw Brighton winning 1-0 against Aston Villa, then Chelsea winning 5-0 against West Ham United, and lastly Liverpool winning 4-2 against Tottenham Hotspur. It's really happening. Let's see how the matches will transpire this coming weekend.
Oh, surely things that don't look great indeed as far as the Manchester United are concerned. Like you said, that they are currently lying at number 8. What does that mean? That simply means that come next season, Manchester United, they might see themselves not playing, not participating in European competitions, which is going to be bad news indeed as far as the club of Manchester United's caliber, not campaigning in Europe. Still with Manchester United, tomorrow, as we did mention, that they will be hosting the current table toppers, Arsenal. So it's going to be interesting indeed tomorrow that for a change tomorrow we'll get to see Manchester City fans rooting for Manchester United to beat Arsenal.
Indeed. So they'll
uncomfortable and convenient.
But it's not going to be easy. You come from a 4-0 thrashing. You're playing a high-confident Arsenal. I think Arsenal can get a draw for me here. So, but let's see if they will be able to do well, because Man City will be looking at that one with a keen eye to say, let them drop points, and then we make sure that we go top. So with their experience, Pep Guardiola. So it's going to be an interesting weekend to look forward to.
Yeah, interesting times indeed to be alive. Come tomorrow, we'll get to see Manchester City fans rooting, supporting Manchester United, hoping that they do them a favor by beating Arsenal. It's going to be interesting indeed. Time now, it is 9 minutes after 12 o'clock. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the second and the final hour of the show. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking cricket. That is Indian Premier League for you. It is definitely heating up and hotting up. It's all happening out in India.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage, and lights for hire. Our quotes are
on the go, let's have position.
Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Yeah, what a great feeling for the Punjab Kings because
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For a no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
You're listening.
You're now listening to the best.
Oh, there was a Ata Mafokate, Mniga Mkaya. Oh, Mkaya. What a legend this is. Our King of Kwaito. There is none other than Ata Mafokate. Those were the great old days.
Those were the great old days indeed. I remember even that other song called Kwasa Kwasa. Those were dances. That's how I remember Atama Fokate during these days.
And yes, Atama Fokate was known, talk of Kwasa Kwasa, he was known of being some kind of a trendsetter when it comes to the dancers, especially foreign dancers, because like the Kwasa Kwasa was not original from South Africa.
South Africa, yes.
Yeah, it was from East Africa, your Congo, and other was the trendsetter with those dances, your dance moves, your Kwasa Kwasas and what.
That's where the days. I used to enjoy that dance.
And talking of the dancers and Atama Fokate, I remember that on this song, there is also a great dancer. I believe that guy is wearing a white overall. If you were to go and check,
I still remember,
yeah.
yes.
But unfortunately, that guy is no more. He was involved in a car accident. Yeah, he's late. So, and that guy, his moves. Yeah, so definitely Atama.
Hey, can dance that guy. Yo, one of those days indeed. Yo, I will enjoy those dances.
Oh yes, there was the Atama Fokate.
Even with the, is it Queen or the
Queen
late?
Nabonestam.
She used to dance to them. Like it was so interesting.
Yeah, Queen Nabonestam, all of them. Yo, what a group of great dancers.
And Zombo.
Zombo, yes. Zombo is also late, yeah.
He's also late, yes.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately. Oh, yes, that is the legend, the King of Kwaito himself, Atama Fokate. He gave us Mnige. Now, we're moving away from the dance stages straight to the field of play. That is in the cricket field, Indian Premier League. It is heating up, indeed. We saw last night the defending champions, Chennai Super Kings, taking on our own David Miller and his boys, Gujarat Titans, but the defending champions. They didn't have a great night.
They didn't have a great night indeed. When I saw the 231 runs, I realized, this Gujarat Titans, they'll definitely win this match.
There's David Miller. It's a given. Surely they'll always
the experience of David Miller, you can see that they mean business. So in some of the results that we saw on Tuesday there, the likes of Delhi Capitals were in auction against Rajasthan Royals, where Delhi Capitals posted 221 for 8 after 20 overs, with Rajasthan Royals posted 201 for 8 after 20 overs as well. But unfortunately, the Delhi Capitals on the day were too strong for them, as they won by 20 runs. Then on Wednesday, Sunrisers Hyderabad, they hosted Lucknow Super Giants, where Sunrisers Hyderabad as the host, they won. In fact, they posted 167 for 0. They never lost a single wicket. Imagine in 9.4 overs. What a match. So which means they were just
what happened to the bowlers?
They were just asleep on duty. So 9.4 overs, imagine.
For no loss.
For no loss. The entire match. I was so shocked. So they must just look themselves into the mirror, those players. I don't know if they sabotaging the coach or they just did not come to the party. So the very same players, Lucknow Super Giants, they posted 165 for 4, although they tried their best. But with them, it's after 20 overs. You can see that they tried to close that gap, but it wasn't.
Yeah, what a great feeling for the Punjab Kings, because
it was just interesting because you can see they never lost a single wicket. They deserve to win on the day. On Thursday, we saw Punjab Kings. They hosted Royal Challengers Bengaluru, where the Punjab Kings posted 181 for 10. After 17 overs, it is with this one, they managed to lose almost all the wickets. Yeah, it's much better there. So with Royal Challengers Bengaluru, they posted 241 for 7 after 20 overs. But the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, in this time around, were winners on 60 runs. What a match. So they were just on song on the day. So yesterday, as we spoke about Gujarat Titans against Chennai Super Kings, where Gujarat Titans posted 231 for 3 after 20 overs. They only lost 3 wickets. But Chennai Super Kings, the defending champions, they were disappointing on the day as they posted 196 for 8 after 20 overs, and they lost that game as Gujarat Titans won by 35 runs. So as far as the log standings, Kolkata Knight Riders, they continue sitting top of the log on 16 points. They've played 11 matches. I think they're still owing 1 match, as we'll come to the fixtures shortly, and then followed by Rajasthan Royals. They're 11 on points. They're separated by a better than net running rate there. So, and Sunrisers Hyderabad at number 3 on 14 points. We've got the Chennai Super Kings at number 4, the defending champions there, on 12 points. There's Lucknow Super Giants in fact, Delhi Capitals at number 5 on 12 points, 11 on points with Delhi Super Kings. So it's a tight one there. And then there's Lucknow Super Giants at number 6 there on 12 points. There's Royal Challengers Bengaluru at number 7 on 10 points. Gujarat Titans at number 8 on 10 points, and then Mumbai Indians, they're not doing well. Paga's team there.
So they are out of the semi-finals.
You see, they're already out of the top 4 qualification because it's just only 6 matches to go.
Yes.
So Punjab Kings there, they are seated placement of the local number 10 on 8 points, level with Mumbai Indians. They are not doing well. So let's see as far as the fixtures are concerned. Today we've got Kolkata Knight Riders up against Mumbai Indians, the very same one that are struggling. So Kolkata Knight Riders will say, let's just make sure that we stretch the lead at the top as they are seated number 1 against number 9 Mumbai Indians. So I think they're just playing for the pride of the team there by the looks of things. Tomorrow we've got the Chennai Super Kings up against Rajasthan Royals at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then Royals Chalangelas Bengaluru there. They'll host Delhi Capitals at 12 o'clock as well. So, and then on Monday there's Gujarat Titans up against Kolkata Knight Riders at 4 o'clock. So games are coming thick and fast. Let's see which 4 teams will finish within the top 4.
So, by the look of things, the defending champions, Chennai Super Kings, are they safe? Are they safe for now, in as far as the top 4 is concerned, the semi-finals are concerned?
Not yet safe, because you look at the likes of Delhi Capitals and Lucknow Super Giants, they're also on 12 points, same as them, there's Chennai Super Kings. So anyone can finish within the top 4. So it's just that with an advantage with them, they do have a better net running rate. So which means they need to start picking up those 2 points as soon as possible.
Oh, yes, that is the Indian Premier League for you. In the T20 cricket, it doesn't get any bigger and better than the Indian Premier League. You can have your own T20 wherever, but when it comes to Indian Premier League, the whole world comes to a standstill and watch what's happening out in India. Now, moving away from Indian Premier League, but still at international arena, let's talk T20 Cricket World Cup this time around. I don't know whether you do have a South African squad with you that was announced by Cricket South Africa, which was last week.
Yes, I'll just do the confirmation. Yes.
Yeah. Can you do it for us?
As you know, the CSA T20 Challenge came to an end, and then the Lions were triumphant as winners there. So I was disappointed with the Dolphins. They lost another final. Again. Remember,
2 years.
Previously, they were in the final. They also lost. I thought they were going to do better, but it wasn't to be. So we saw Rob Walters also calling the squad. So with the squad that he mentioned, he stated that he couldn't call the players who are currently participating in the Indian Premier League. He just stuck with the players who participated in the CSA T20 Challenge. So let's just before that, let's just confirm the teams there, as we are left with 21 days to go. And then there's Group A: India, Pakistan, Ireland, Canada, as well as USA as the host there. And then in Group B, we've got England, Australia, Namibia representing Africa, by the way, and the Scotland and Oman. In Group C, we've got New Zealand, West Indies as well, the co-host as well there, Afghanistan, Uganda, as well as Papua Guinea in the last group there. That's where our South Africans are there with the likes of Sri Lanka, Netherlands, Bangladesh, and Nepal. So let's see how they'll do well. As you know, we always want them to win something because they haven't won the World Cup. So this is an opportunity for them. As far as they spoke about the squad, that was announced by Rob Walters there. We've got Aiden Makram as the captain. By the way, there's no Tembaba Voma. I think I was listening to your conversation last week on the show. So as he stated, Tembaba Voma, for me, has been injury prone when I watched him. So I'm not surprised when he's not part of the squad. But I'm sure maybe he must have been bitter of the fact that, as you know, they always had some... Can I put this one? They were just in good terms with the Aiden Makram. This time around, he is the captain of the squad. So I'm sure he must have been unhappy with this decision here. So there's Otniel Partman, there's Gerald Kutsie, there's Quinton de Kock, there's Bjorn Fortuin, there's Reza Hendricks, Marco Jansen, Henrik Klassen, Keshav Maharaj, David Miller, Anrik Norke, Kagiso Rapada, Ryan Rickelton, as well as Tabriz Shamsi. Although the 2 players who traveled with the squad with the likes of Nadine Berger and outside Lungingiti. So I'm just impressed with the squad and the fact that some of the players who were having unkept caps there, so at least they've been called. 2 players, Orton Partman as well. So and outside Ryan Rickelton. So hopefully they'll do well for the country. So it's so interesting. Let's see if they will be able to deliver on the day.
Maybe you did mention that the Temba performance declaring omission. I would like to know, what is your personal take on that omission?
For me, it's a good decision because Temba Performance always had issues off the pitch. He hasn't performed well. He always, sometimes it's limping inside the pitch where we needed his runs to assist us as far as whenever he's bowling or batting, because he's been on and off for me. So it's a good decision by Rob Walters.
our sports analyst Motiba Peter is definitely in favor of Temba Pavoma's omission, of which has got everyone talking in as far as that 15-man squad that will do a business for South Africa in the forthcoming T20 Cricket World Cup, which is going to be hosted by the West Indies and the United States of America. Don't forget that South Africa's first game, they will take on Sri Lanka. That is going to be on the 3rd of June, 4:30 South African time. That game will take place out in New York. So if you know what's good for you, you have to just set your calendar, your alarm and everything, that you don't miss out on that first game of the Proteas in as far as 2024 Cricket World Cup is concerned. Let's go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking rugby. Vodacom United Rugby Championship.
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
You are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Sibonelo Ngcobo, only on Nirvana World FM, your beat, your music. And we are coming to you live from our Lenasia studios, south of Johannesburg. Egoli, Gauteng maboneng ngwanaga, kwanyama kayipheli kuphela amazinyo endoda, kwandonga ziyaduma. Talking of time and Saturday time now, it is 28 minutes after 12 o'clock. We are on the second and the final hour of the show. Without any further ado, seeing that time seems to be not on our side. Rugby, Vodacom United Rugby Championship. But before we talk that, I believe last weekend was Investec Champions Cup semi-finals.
Indeed, it never disappointed on the day. So we saw Toulouse won 38-26 against Harlequins, and then our very own Leinster winning from the URC, winning 2015 against Northampton Saints, which tells that Toulouse will play Leinster in the final. So I think our very own Jakuni Naper, credit to him, his presence is paid dividends because remember he was coaching the World Cup of the rugby. So he took that experience to the Leinster side, and they're doing so well, and they're in their first final. So let's see, because I wasn't impressed with some of the performances within, as far as the URC, we will talk about it shortly, is concerned, where they lost 2 matches on the trot. So I was questioning that. So why do you do well in the cup match, but they drop points in the URC, whereas I had reflected back from last season as well, where they lost in the first match of the quarterfinals of the United Rugby Championship knockouts. So they need to fix that. They need to fix their consistency as well. So speaking of that, so they're playing on the 25th of May, the final. That is Toulouse up against the Leinster at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So let's see if they'll back that one. They put that one in the back. They didn't start there, so it's going to be an interesting final there. So with the URC, we've got 2 matches that took place yesterday, where the Edinburgh won 14 against the Zebri, and then the Dragons lost 21-44 against the Stormers. The season's runners up. So it looks interesting so far. So with that, I think that victory, Stormers will take them as far as number 5, because they're currently seated 5. They'll stay stagnant so far because they're number 4. Vodacom Bulls are on 51 points, and they're currently on 49 points. So speaking of that, with some of the fixtures that are taking place, Vodacom Bulls will host Glasgow Warriors, the top of the clash affair.
Yes,
It's going to be an
yeah.
interesting game at Loftus Stadium. I saw some of the analysts, they are busy doing a build-up of that particular encounter there. So the Nanelli says Scarlets, they will host the Ulster, the Munster, the defending champions will host Connacht, and the Lions will host the Cardiff Rugby, and then the Leinster will play against the Ospreys. Let's see if that confidence from the semi-finals of the Investor Cup will put them to do well with the URC. So with the standings, Glasgow Warriors are top of the log as well on 58 points, followed by the very same Leinster on 54 points. There's the Munster, the defending champions, on 53 points. You can see it is very tight, top three there. And then there's Vodacom Bulls at number 4 on 51 points. As I spoke about, there's Thomas on 49 points there. The Connacht at number 6 on 44 points. The Ulster at number 7 on 44 points. So it's
the previous home match
points as well. So our number 9 is which is Edinburgh. I think they will jump because they won yesterday. So which means one of these, in fact, Bannerton will drop to number 9, and then Edinburgh will definitely be number 6 because of 47 points of the victory that they collected last night. So it looks interesting as far as the URC, as you know, they are also preparing for the playoffs that will be taking place soon with just 3 matches to go.
Oh yes, still with the Vodacom United Rugby Championship, that is the URC. Like you rightfully mentioned, that the current table toppers, that is the Glasgow Warriors, they are in town to take on our own South African franchise, that is the Vodacom Blue Bulls. Actually, that game, I believe it will get underway in the next minutes or so, and past 1 or 2 o'clock at
Loftus Stadium.
At Loftus Stadium. Let's hear what the current log leaders, coach Franco Smith, that is for Glasgow Warriors, what he had to say in anticipation of their clash against the Pretoria outfit, that is the Vodacom Blue Bulls. And don't forget that coming next weekend, I believe they will be playing against another Gauteng team in the formanship of Emirates Lions. Here is Franco Smith, who is the coach of Glasgow Warriors. By the way, he is a former coach of the South African franchise in the formanship of the Cheetahs. Should you can pick that one up from his accent. He is Glasgow Warriors coach Franco Smith for you.
There's more to this game than us playing the Bulls, obviously. I think our team is still on a journey, and this season is part of that. I think we want to roll out a product that's sustainable, regardless of the environment. And I think we will benefit of playing on the Highveld now 2 games so close to the quarters and the semis and hopefully the finals, to see if the benefit of being exposed to this and having played in this environment and under this pressure, if it wouldn't suit us, in our preparation going forward. What they've done, I think they've adapted, especially in the second game, tremendously. They only had 50 carries statistically and kicked the ball a lot and a lot of defense effort. So, but they will spend the week before in Cape Town. So we're going to stay up here and see how we can play without changing up too much what we want to do. Obviously, there will be a plan for each game, and to just see what benefits we will get out of playing in the Highveld. I did a lot of things. There's 2 ways. The previous one was don't talk about it, just don't say it. But the fact that when I coached the Cheetahs, I used to put up a poster that said Bloemfontein is very high, and I know now there's one posted in Loftus as well, which will tell you how high it is. So to ignore the fact they can't really, I don't think that's the best way. Or no, we've had a good approach that we started a while ago, to look at certain things.
There was the Glasgow Warriors head coach Franco Smith, who says they are definitely expecting altitude to have an impact in their game against the Pretoria side. There is a Vodacom Blue Bulls. That game is scheduled to take place this afternoon. So he said that as being a South African himself, he said he knows very well how much of the impact will the altitude have. We heard him saying that when he was the coach of Cheetahs back in the days, he used to play with the minds of the other teams, reminding them that how much high Bloemfontein is in as far as with respect to the sea level, which automatically talks to the altitude. So it's going to be a tough game indeed. That how will the current log leaders, Glasgow Warriors, pen out against the South African franchise, that is the Vodacom Blue Bulls. Still with the Vodacom United Rugby Championship, in as far as the knockout stages are concerned. So by the look of things, are we certain and settled with only two South African teams that stand a chance of making it to the knockout stages? Or Lions, do they have an outside chance?
Currently, no. I see from number 9, that's where at least things are looking good for 18 back. So as they've just jumped within the top 8 and Benetton they've dropped. So Lions, yes, they must just make sure that they win. Mathematically, yes, but currently
it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
Considering that one of the games that they're going to play is still going to play against the current log leaders in the formation of Warriors. It's going to be tough indeed.
And Glasgow Warriors are doing well. So I'm looking at the log. I realize that there's also Lister, there's also Munster. So the battle is just interesting. So let's see who finishes tops. But there's still more playoffs to play. So question is, will Munster defend that title? We'll have to wait and see during the knockout stages.
We will wait and see indeed whether a Munster will come up tops and defend their trophy successfully. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking Telkom Netball League. That is domestic netball for you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Not that I'm dissing or on a mission, I'm just feeling insecure and not too sure of my position. And hey, I know it's hard to believe that I'm a trifle naive, but if you knew me like you claim, then you would surely perceive that number one, I never mess around for fun. And number two, I'm totally devoted to you. Number three and number four, that's kinda easy. I don't see other women, they don't see me. And number five, I swear to keep the spirit alive, so baby dry up your eyes, cause there's no reason to cry. I was a player since I met you, I've been tripping. My ego tried to fight it, I thought that I was slipping. But now it seems that I've been caught up in this love game. No other woman will do, it wouldn't be the same. 6 and 7, fidelity, word to heaven. 8 and 9, this love is gonna shine.
I've been talking about a new romance, looking for a change.
Vicky Simpson, shine on. Surely the girls are shining in as far as the Telkom and Netball League, especially if one were to look at the Gauteng derby, where the defending champions, Gauteng Jaguars, took on Gauteng Fireballs. What a cracker of a game that was, and what a way to end the Power Week 1.
Most definitely. And we never saw it coming because we were thinking, because they've been doing well, the Gauteng Jaguars, hopefully they will do better, but it wasn't to be. You can see that maybe they are missing the services of their own coach, Jalen van Dijk. Yeah, so that's the reason why, because they always finish the powers without tasting a defeat. So on the day, it wasn't to be. So in some of the results, we're seeing Lilies who lost 44-49 against the Kingdom Queens there, and then the Eastern Cape Comets 151-43 against the Sonneblom. That's one from Free State as well. Then there's Diamonds up against the Kingdom Stars, where they lost 36-55. Then there's newcomers Chukudu there, losing 46, from the Northwest there. We're losing 46-62 against the Tornadoes. That was the end of the Power Week 1, which ended on the 6th of May. So it lived up to its expectations, how we expected it. It was so fantastic. And then we also thank Super Sport Channel 209 for having brought us these thrilling encounters to keep us live as we watch the encounters as well. So as far as the standings are concerned here, Free State Crinums are top of the log there in that's Division 1, by the way. We've got 7 teams there participating there on 11 points. There's Golden Fireballs there on 10 points at number 2. Then the Gauteng Jaguars at number 3 on 9 points. They're trailing Free State Crinums by 2 points there. Then Southern Stings at number 4 on 6 points. And then there's also Eastern Cape Alus there at number 5 by 4 points. And then there's Northwest Flames at number 6 by 2 points. And lastly, we've got Mpopo Biopaps. They're yet to collect a victory. They've lost all of their 6 matches. Doesn't look good for my home team there. So in Division 2, we've got the Kingdom Stars, top of the log on 14 points. They've played 8 matches as well. Eastern Cape Comets on 14 points as well. They're separated by a goal difference there. There's Tornadoes at number 3 on 10 points, followed by number 4 Sunbase there on 10 points as well, alongside Free State Sonneblom there at number 5 on 10 points. There's Kingdom Queens at number 6 on 8 points. Northwest Chukudu, as I spoke about them, the newcomers there at number 7 on 4 points. They still need to do better going forward. They've lost 6 matches so far. And then there's Diamonds at number 8 on 2 points. Lastly, we've got Limpopo Lilies. These Limpopo teams are not doing well. They're yet to even collect even a single point. It's not looking good for me. They also lost 8 matches out of the 8 main games they've played. It's not looking good. They need to pull up their socks going into Power Week 2. And speaking of Power Week 2, it will start a month end of May up until the 5th of June. I think I'll let the listeners, as time goes, the resumption of this particular Power Week 2. So it looks interesting. So teams need to come to the party and convince our very own coach, Janine van Dijk. Although previously, I remember she selected the squad there of the players she's going to work with.
Still with the Telkom and Netball League. By the look of things, it looks like last year's runners-up in the championship of Free State Girls, the Crinums, they seem to be having a dream start.
Most definitely, they're having a dream start. I think maybe they want to correct what transpired last season, where they missed with an inch. So it was tough. It was
painful for them.
It was just painful for them, and currently they're unbeaten. So it looks good for them. They must just continue, make sure that this current break mustn't break their momentum and their rhythm. They must just continue with the level of exercising, organizing friendly matches for them to stay fit and ready to get going when the Power Week 2 begins.
Oh yes, one has to mention that Crinums are doing a great indeed, considering that they lost one of their key players, that is Kanyisa Chawane. Last season she was playing for them, but this season she got a deal overseas, so now she's playing head straight overseas. But still, without Kanyisa Chawane, Crinums, they still take the fight to the dominant Gauteng teams, your Fireballs, so as the Jaguars.
Very impressive. It's a bright start for them, so they must just continue with the consistency that they're currently showing, so that they can make sure that the Jaguars, when they try to up the tempo, they're already there. So I think points will be important. Those 2 points, they must just not take them for granted. They must continue collecting those victories as soon as possible. So it looks good up to so far. Imagine with the as we always praise Kanyisa Chawane here in studio, her energy, the way she distributes the balls. So I think they're going to miss her services, but so far they must just make sure that they don't crack.
Congratulations in order indeed for Free State girls. That is Crinums, who who seem to have had a dream starting as far as the 2024 Telkom and Netball League is concerned. They are doing very, very well indeed. We'll be watching them come Power Week 2. I believe it will come back when? 31st of this month?
Yes, month end of the 31st up until the 5th of June.
5th of June. That is Power Week
2. And then to the fans who will be looking forward to watch those ones, must tune into Super Sport Channel 209. That is Variety 4. They'll get all the actions packed.
And it will also take place here in Johannesburg.
Most definitely, Ellis Park Arena, yes.
And entrance is just very cheap, next to nothing. It's just 50 rand.
Less than 100 rands,
Yes,
yes.
50 rands,
yes.
50 rands. So surely, I mean, you don't even get a burger and a Coke. So you can go and spend, spoil yourself, watch as many games as possible on the day at Ellis Park Arena. That's where Telkom Netball League is taking place this season. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking motor racing, so as tennis.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Taxes getting you in a twist? Satyam Accounting Integrity Indonesia can assist. With professional SaaS practitioners registered with the SA BAP, contact Nishal Parsit on 081 442 4340 or 084 798 7038. Untwist those taxes with Satyam Accounting Integrity in Lenasia.
Time now it is 13 minutes before 1 o'clock. We are definitely running against that time without wasting any more time. What is it? Let's look at tennis. What's happening as far as tennis is concerned?
Last week we were encountering the final of the Andrew Rublev there hosted Felix Oga Aliasim there. So what a final it was there on 3 sets. So Andrew Rublev showed his experience there where he lost the first set 4-6 but recovered on the second set as well as the third set 7-5, 7-5. So which looks good because at some point I give credit to him because he was at some point not feeling well, but he managed to recover as soon as possible so that he can clinch this one in the bed. So it's well done to him. So also from the women's side we saw Avil on top of the rankings, the Igor Tech up against Arina Sabalenka. Arina Sabalenka, by the way, she was the defending champions of this particular Madrid Open. But on the day, I think the experience of Igor Tech was just too good for her there. So where she won 7-5 but lost the second set 4-6 and also recovered 7-6 is Igor Tech. That is how she collected the victory there. Although it was just a long match for me, 3 hours for 8 to play, so which means it was so tight and very tough. So, but well done to our very own Igor Swiatek to continue pushing her rankings as well and winning this particular match. And currently, there is a Internazionale d'Italia match taking place in Rome, in Italy. Yes. There are matches that are taking place today. So, if you can just give the listeners the fixtures there of the last 32, Novak Djokovic will host Alejandra Tabilo. Then there's Francisco Cerundolo up against Karen Kachanov. There's Ben Shelton up against Zizen Zhang there. There's Alexandra Zverev up against Luciano Datteli. And then from the women's side, we've got Igor Swiatek. I think the confidence will still be up there. So as she managed to progress there from the last 64 to the last 32 up against Yulia Punsiv. There's Paula Badosa up against Diana Schneider there. There's Coco Gauff, a very on third ranking there, up against Jacqueline Christian. And lastly, there's Beatrice Haddad Maya up against Madison Kings. So next week, even when we come back, we'll bring the results and look ahead to I think it will be the final for the women when we come live on air, and then the final on Sunday. So it's going to be a lovely match to look forward to. So let's see how the likes of Novak Djokovic will do, because he's yet to collect a title this current year.
Talking of Novak Djokovic, you're mentioning that he still hasn't won any big title this season. So things seem to be not going well in as far as Novak Djokovic is concerned, on and off the field of play. Why do I say that? We saw that yesterday after winning yesterday, he had a problem. As good as Novak Djokovic is, as great as he is, but he seems to be not popular in as far as the fans are concerned. We saw one of the fans yesterday after the match threw an aluminium bottle at Novak Djokovic, and that bottle, it hit him on the head, and he was bleeding. That shows how bad he is. So that cut was on his head because he was bleeding severely. That is Novak Djokovic after the fan threw an hit him with an aluminium bottle, water bottle. That was yesterday. So unfortunately, that is the situation as far as Novak Djokovic is concerned. But let's hope he will be fine going forward. But it is concerning that a legend with 24 Grand Slams, the fans are on his case.
Maybe they are impatient because he hasn't been doing well. He hasn't been winning. So they are used to, they're spoiled for choice. They're spoiled from winning. As you know, you always collect every tournament. Yes. But this time it's not the case. So hopefully, speedy recovery to him, but to the fans, whenever they go to venues to attend matches, they must just behave and make sure that they rally behind their players. So, but with Novak Djokovic, let's see, because this tournament is very important for them to prepare for French Open, which is taking place in the next coming fortnight. So hopefully, they will be ready. Novak Djokovic, we must make sure that he grabs something, at least go all the way to the final for this one.
Yeah, for Novak Djokovic's case, let's hope he redeems himself and bounce back from that humiliation of being hit by the fan that was yesterday. Still away with tennis, from another bad news to some little bit sad news, but not too sad, but not a good news either. And those are the news of Dominic Thiem, with the former US Open champion. This morning he did announce that come end of the season, he will definitely be hanging up his racket. He will be retiring at the end of the season. Let's hear what the man himself had to say in as far as his career is concerned.
Very important, very sad, but also very beautiful message. The season 2024 is gonna be my last one. I'm gonna finish my career with the end of this season. There are some reasons behind it. Firstly, of course, my wrist. It's not exactly the way it should be, and it's not exactly the way how I want it. And the second reason is my inner feeling. I was thinking about this decision for a very long time. I was thinking very carefully about it. Of course, I was also thinking about the whole journey as a tennis player, which was incredible. I've had success, I've won trophies, I've really never dreamt of. So the journey was incredible, all the ups and downs. It was a incredible experience, which I'm so thankful for. But at the end I came to the conclusion that this decision to end my career by the end of the season is the only right one. I'm very happy with it, and I am also super excited for everything what's coming next.
That was the former US Open champion in the championship of Dominic Thiem announcing his retirement that come end of this season. He will definitely hang up his record. And those are the breaking news. He has just announced that retirement early this morning. Now changing gears from tennis straight to motor racing. What's happening in that front?
We had a Miami Grand Prix last week where, by the way, Max Verstappen lost again. So it's unlike him, as you know, previously he lost during the Australian Open. So this time around, he was alongside the likes of Charles Leclerc, who was third on the they call it podium, yes.
Podium finish,
I
yeah,
wanted that
the
word,
podium.
yes. On the podium, Landon Norris was the winner as far as the Miami Grand Prix is concerned. So it's well done to Landon Norris. After a very long time, hasn't won. Imagine 5 seasons without winning a single title. So this time around, he managed to overtook Max Verstappen and capitalized on that. So as Max Verstappen arrived second as far as the podiums are concerned. So let's see, because this current weekend we've got the motorsport, the MotoGP, the Spanish MotoGP. Let's see if Francisco Banaya will do well, because George Martin currently is piling on the pressure and is stretching that points as far as the standings are concerned. So let's see if they will be able to work hard and do well. So with motor racing, if I can go back there, Max Verstappen, as far as the things are concerned, is still top of the standings there with 136 points, followed by Sergio Perez with 103 points, Charles Leclerc at number 3 with 98 points, Lando Norris at number 4 with 83 points, and Carlos Sainz at number 5 with 83 points as well. So very interesting. So let's see if they will be able to do well in the next coming fortnight, where they will be playing Emilia Romagna, the what you call the F1 motor racing, the next race that is taking place fortnight. So this weekend we turn our attentions to motorsport, where let's see if they will be able to do well in the French MotoGP. It's gonna be interesting.
So it is a motorsport.
Yeah, it is motorsport. Yeah,
Banaya and the boys.
And the boys and George Martin, everyone there will be looking forward to do well. So, but I'm impressed with George Martin. He's really improved this current season. So Francisco Banaya has disappointed me, because at some point when I looked at the standings, he was at number 5. This time around, the victory that he collected last week took him to number 2. So I think you'll want to pile under pressure as well this wonderful weekend.
That is a great news indeed, in as far as motor racing is concerned. But it looks like time is definitely not on our side. But before we run away, I heard the news that just going back to football, that is the Mamelodi Sundowns, that their anchorman, Tebogo Mokoena, is rumored to be refusing to sign a new contract. We know his contract is coming to an end next year, 2025. But Sundowns, they wanted to be proactive and tie him down and give him maybe extra 3 years contract before his contract before it expires next year. Like they did last week, we saw Ronwen Williams' contract was also coming to an end next year. But 2 weeks back, Mount Sundowns, they did manage to tie down their captain Ronwen Williams and extended his stay until 2028. They are trying that as well with their anchorman, that is Tebogo Mokoena. Tebogo Mokoena is refusing.
I think there's also rumors that he might join Bournemouth, so we'll have to follow that scoop and alert the listeners if we get the more news. But where there's smoke, there's fire. We'll have to. But what a season it's had for me, despite the injury, it's had a fantastic season. So speaking of Mamelodi Sundowns again, there was a COSAFA Awards that took place midweek, where Rulana Mokoena was awarded as the coach of the particular year, and then the very same Tapelo Maseko as the promising player during that African Football League, where he did so well for himself, scoring goals and helping Mamelodi Sundowns to grab that particular title. Ronwen Williams as well, as you know, the Ronza himself won the goalkeeper of the year. Let's not forget Desiree Ellis, the very own Desiree Ellis, because we said we mustn't call Desiree Ellis, we must call her with the title, Dr. Desiree Ellis. Yes. She was the coach of the year for the women, as well as Andile Dlamini, the goalkeeper, whom they deny her to play currently. So we do know the reason beyond that. As
political reasons.
Yes, the reasons is just an injury, so I'm not so convinced, but we'll have to wait and see going forward. But all in all, it's congratulations to all the South African college winners, because Andile Dlamini as well, she's playing for Mamelodi Sundowns. I think this Mamelodi Sundowns team is up to something.
Talk of Mamelodi Sundowns, it's up to something. Don't forget that the very same Mamelodi Sundowns this week, women's side, this week they were invited to come and participate in another club workout. That is their women's team. That is come August this year. They will play against the Spanish giants. That is Atletico Madrid. So it's all about Sundowns.
Traveling all over.
Traveling all over. Flying the South African flag, putting the South African football on the map. So they'll be playing against the Atletico Madrid come August this year.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting indeed. Unfortunately, it is the time of the show that we will have to sign off.
It was just a good day to be here in studio, and to the listeners, keep watching Nirvana FM, your beat, your music, and we'll dish out as they unfold. And this was Sports Geek. I am Mudiwa Johannes Peter. Let's talk more next weekend.
Well, let's talk more next weekend. Indeed, that was my partner in crime in the form and shape of Motiba Peter signing off. Let's do this once again next week, Saturday, same time, same place. That is between 11 o'clock and 1 p.m. That is that's when we bring you a sports geek here on Nirvana World FM. Don't forget tomorrow to give those nurses hugs, get them flowers, so as your mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah, it's interesting, ne? You're celebrating nurses, we're celebrating Mother's Day, and majority of nurses are females. It's a female industry, but although obviously we've got the males at
of late
as nurses as well. So yeah, that's just also giving them a hugs as well.
Yeah, give everyone a hug. How? Give everyone a hug, flowers, everything. Let's celebrate them. Let's do this once again, South Africa. Come next week Saturday. I'm Sponder Ngobo and Motiba Peter.
It is a very good afternoon.
It is a bye-bye.